Good morning, everyone. It is morning here today because I'm recording this today because today's 24th of July. Thursday's the 25th, but tomorrow Rod and I are heading off to celebrate our 44th wedding anniversary. So I wanted still to be able to put up my Timeout Thursday, so I decided I would do it today. You might think I look a bit cold this morning. I am cold this morning. It is nice. I think the temperature says it's 17 degrees outside, but I'm really struggling to stay warm today. So today I'm going to use this Spotlight on Nature stamp set, and I've got a couple of sample cards that I've made for you to have a look at. I'm not going to demonstrate these today, but just to show you. It's such a beautiful set. So it comes with the stamp set, and then there's some circular dies that come with it as well. It really is pretty. There is flowers, leaves, a couple of sentiments, dear friend and thanks. There is a few just background, and there's a pretty little butterfly. So I'm going to be using some of that today. So I'll just show you this one. This one here is embossed in gold, and then I've colored it in using watercolor painters. This one is also embossed, but this time in silver, and I've used Azure Afternoon. I love this color. I love the blueness of it, and it matches what I'm wearing today too. So very pretty cards. But today we're going to do, our first card today is going to be this one, and I've used the butterfly on its own, changed it a little bit. I haven't seen one of these on Pinterest, so I thought, yeah, I like this. So I'm just going to get all the things that I need out to be able to do this. So first thing I need is a basic white base, a piece of Misty Moonlight, which will go on top, and then a piece of basic white again, which I've embossed with the exposed brick folder, which is a beautiful folder. It's got the bricks and it's got like moss growing on it, so I love that folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that much of the card together. So let's get my tape. I'll put the which side? I'll just check that I've got the side I want up. So I'm going to put the embossed brick on the Misty Moonlight. I wanted the raised side to the top, so that you can actually feel it. And then I'm going to put some tape on the back of this. This is the first week back at school this week, so I was teaching yesterday, and I think, yeah, it was first day back for the kids yesterday, so I think they were all struggling a little bit. Okay, so now I've cut out with the deckled rectangle, which are these dies here. I've cut out 3 pieces of Misty Moonlight with, I think it's not that one, the second smallest. It would be this one. So I've cut 3 of those out, and I've got 3 of my butterflies that I've embossed already in gold and just cut them out. So they're, I think, from memory, 3.2 by 6.4. So they will fit on this. So I'm going to colour those in today. Normally I wouldn't bother, but today I'm going to colour in. I'm using Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon, and Misty Moonlight. These are the 3 colours that come right next to each other on the colour wheel, the Stampin' Up! Colour wheel. And I thought this was a really nice combination. it's very, very subtle in the change that you get. This is the Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon and Misty Moonlight. Just going to show you how to do that very quickly. Even if you're not someone who does a lot of colouring, this is a pretty easy thing to do. Okay, so we've got some, this is Balmy Blue, and I'm going to do the first one in Balmy Blue. So what I want to do is to try and make it so that it's not too strong at the top of the butterfly. And I'm just going to colour it all in lightly. The wonderful thing about having it embossed is that the watercolour stays inside the embossing, so it makes it really, I'll get a little bit more blue in that. It keeps the mess inside. Now, that there, and then I'm going to darken in around the body of the butterfly like this, just its wings and its back, the back wing there as well, so that it looks a bit like so. So that one's done, and because I'm using a slightly different, I don't even need to wipe off my brush in between. If it was a completely different colour I would, but for this one I'm going to use my Azure Afternoon, and I'm going to do this one in it. So here we go. It's a brighter blue. Okay, that's done. Got a little bit over the edge there, but that's okay. I'm just going to make it a little bit darker around the body. Pretty colour, so that's two. And I'll just take that little bit of water off so it doesn't sit on there. Okay, so that's the second one. And now the third one is in Misty Moonlight. And let's get here and then come out. Very therapeutic this actually. So you can see that it doesn't need huge amounts of skill, just your water painter. And I want to make this wing a little darker because it's back in the shadow. There we go. So there's my three butterflies. Let's pop that over there, and that one over there. And I'll clean off this brush in case I need it again, and then so I just get a tissue and I just squeeze the water out until it runs clear. And at the end of the day, when I'm finished, I'll just run it under the tap, just to make sure all residual ink is gone. Okay, now to put it together. So these three butterflies, I'm going to stick onto the Misty Moonlight deckled rectangle. So let's get them on. That one. That one. I can't believe my husband and I are 44 years married. It seems amazing that it's that, but it's been wonderful 44 years, full of adventures. So I'm going to turn these over, and I'm going to get my dimensionals, and I'm going to put them on the back. I think, there we go. I'll put one there, one there, and there. We've got 4 there. 4 here. It's turned itself upside down. Wants to stick to me instead of to the paper today. And 4 more. And this one. I'll put that one in a little bit so it doesn't quite show over the edge. There we go. Will be better. And I might actually put one in the middle so that they just makes it sit up a little bit. Okay. Now, let's take our backings off. Take all 3. Now, some people put the middle one on first, but I'm actually going to put the 2 side ones on. I find that easier. There we go. And a couple more. And the final one. And then this one. And the final ones. Okay, so let me check what colours I've got. That's that one, and this is the lightest one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out where I want to put it. And I think I want to put it about there so that it's like that. And then I'm going to get the one for the other side. And I've got my ruler here. I just want to make sure that it's reasonably straight. Let me check how I feel about this. Needs to go down a teeny bit. That's better. And then the final one can go in the middle. So space between. And then I've got, on my other card I used Misty Moonlight and I embossed in silver. But this time I'm going to just do Misty Moonlight on white. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that. 1, 2. And it's going to go on the bottom like this. Okay, so I don't know which one you prefer, whether you like the blue or the white. Actually, the white is really nice. And then I've got some rhinestone basic jewels, and I've just got 3 little ones that I'm going to put over here. 1, 2, 3, and that's our first card. Okay, so that's that one. Now, it's a pretty little card. The next one I'm going to do is this one, and I wanted to use the flowers and the leaves, so I've used this on a basic white background as well. Let me get everything out that I need. Okay. So what I've done is I've got a piece of white, basic white cardstock, and I've actually embossed the front, just the front. The back is just plain, but I've embossed the front, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's a bit hard to see with the light reflecting on it. But it's called So Swirly. This is the size of the die. It's very large, but what I did was I put it in along the bottom so that the edge of the card is over the edge like that, and then I put that down and I ran it through the embossing folder and the embossing machine, and you get this beautiful swirly pattern on it, which you might be able to see. So that's what I did with that one. Now I decided Pumpkin pie probably isn't one of my favourite colours, but it looks really effective on this card. So what I've done is I've used 3 squares, 5cm squares of pumpkin pie. I've used the postage dies, which are here, perennial postage, which came with the lavender set. Here we go. Really cute dies. There's some rectangular ones. There's a few square ones. There's like a label. That one goes in there. Just got this place. You can even punch out a hole and make them into, oh, there's another die. It's just hiding. So there we go. So that's a beautiful set as well. So what I've done is I've done this one's actually done in copper. So I've copper embossing. So I've done one of the flowers and one of the leaves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the 2 that are completed on already. So it goes in the middle of the square. And the leaves I did in these colours. So I used pumpkin pie, garden green, Cajun craze, and I don't think I used copper clay on that one. So I used those ones, and and a bit of cherry cobbler as well, just to add a little bit of red to give it an autumn feel. And I'll put this one on, and then I'm going to quickly colour in this other one, and it's just a matter of getting these 2 colours. Running up the green. Put that down there. Oh, I've got one done, but I'll show you very quickly what to do. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. And again, from my green leaves, I just go over the copper like so. And that one, and I clean my brush off, and just get rid of that. And I'm going to get my pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to lightly colour. Being a bit stubborn about colouring in for today. I think it doesn't like the cold, like me. Okay, just doing one leaf, and then I can darken around the bottom and do this one. Very, very simple, okay? Just try and get those little white spots that are not wanting to colour in. There we go. Put that over there. Now I'm going to use the other one that I have here, but that just shows you, let that one dry. And I'll use this one. So I'll put it on my card, as so. Close up my pumpkin pie, set it aside. Now I'm going to turn these all over, and I'm going to get some larger dimensionals for this one. So one there, there, that's 1, 3, 2. As you can see, so what I did was I stamped the flower on a piece of cardstock, and then I decided what part of the flower I wanted to cut out with the perennial postage die. So it was, and the same with the leaves. So it was, yeah, just what I wanted to highlight on this card. Now, I'd thought about putting them on across the way like this, but I thought, no, I actually want to do it this way. So what I've done is I've worked out where the center of the card is, just approximately. So it's almost 15, so that's 7.5 around there. And I'm going to get my leaves. I'm going to put them on first. So I'm going to put them on at an angle. So let's get, what I did was I took one dimensional off and I just gently put it on like that. And I got my other flower and I put it up here, working out where I wanted it, because I can move them still because I've only got them on with one when I see how it fits. So you can see at the moment I'm not really happy with how they're looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one over a little bit and up a little bit. About there. This one will go about there. And this one will go down a little bit. And about there. Okay. Now, that looks a little bit better, I think. Yep. So let's take this one off first. And I'll take the backs off the other 3 dimensionals. I didn't want to completely stick it down until I was sure where I wanted it. So it doesn't go quite up to the top of the card. Now let's do this one. And when you've only got one down, it's a lot easier to take it off the card without destroying your card. And one more. And that one will go next. There. The final one I'll just leave there for a moment, and because it did stick to the card. But what I shall do is I shall get a little one and I'll just put it inside where that one was, so that there will be enough stick on the big one. There we go. And then I've got my dear friend, which I've embossed in copper and cut out freehand, and I'm just going to put a couple of dimensions on the back. I'll actually put one in the middle too of this one because of the deep curve in the middle, and I'm going to put that up on the top right hand side. You could decide where you wanted it. You might want it down here, but I like mine up here. Okay. And then I've got, these are not around I don't think anymore, but bronze, gold and copper brushed metallic adhesive spots, and I have heaps of these left over. I've used quite a few of the gold ones, not so many of the bronze ones, and I want to use some copper ones on these. So I'm going to use 5 actually. So let's do that. One here. I think I'll put one right there. One under the dear friend, and I might do 2 of the small ones, perhaps one there and one there, and that's it. So you can see I've still got quite a few of those. I'd used these for a project once for on one of our camps. So that is the next card. Okay, so I've got that one and that one. Now my final card for today uses Very Vanilla. I don't use Very Vanilla very often, but I thought I would like to do the leaves in copper on some colours. So I've done a couple of different ones. This one here I used Calypso Coral, at the top, and I used Cajun craze and copper clay at the bottom. This one I used Cajun craze, copper clay, and I think it was the pumpkin one at the top. So one of the things about doing this here is, though, when you do it, what I used was my large water brush. It's got a very, very wide nib on it. You can probably see it if I hold it over that. Yeah, and basically what I did was I just put lots of water on the card, and then I just used the 3 different colors of ink just to randomly paint over the Fairy Vanilla. My words are failing me this morning, so let's move these 2 over to the side. I've pre-done this because this takes a while to dry, and it must be completely dry, otherwise you end up with this sort of thing. So just to show you that can happen. So I've done that, and then I've cut it out with one of the deckled rectangles. So when you would be doing it, you would just put plenty of water on your card like that, like so, and then you would get your colour, and I'll just quickly show you. And I'm just going to do that there, but you can see it's quite wet, and then you can do the rest of the card, and you can get your other colours very quickly. Show you. I'm just going to, you can see I'm not doing any. Look, it's very, very rustic. And the last one was copper clay that I used, and these were right beside each other on the colour wheel too. And because I started with the lightest one and go to the darkest one, you get that. Okay, and you can fill it in a bit more and then cut it out. But what you do then is you get your, when this is dry, and it takes about half an hour I suppose to dry it. I'm just going to show you what you can do though, even though this one is not dry. I'll just dry it off a little bit with my tissue. And then I'm going to get my, normally what I'd do is I'd get my embossing buddy, and I just go over it like that, just to get any finger marks and stuff off it. And I've got my Versamark, and I won't take time to, and I put this on, and I don't have my copper in here, but I put that on, push it down hard, have a bit of a look, and then I'd get my copper and I'd put it over the top and heat emboss it. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to leave that aside for the moment, and I'm going to work with this one here. Now, before I put my card together, I actually embossed from, what's the stamp set? Notes of Nature, which is this one. I embossed the just a little note to say hello, and I did it in copper on the bottom right hand corner, and then this is going to go on the card. So let me get my large dimensionals, which are hiding somewhere on my tape. Here we go. This has got quite a big footprint on the back, so let's take that and put that there and that there. Okay, now I wanted to add a little bit of character to it, so this here was in the Christmas mini catalogue last year, and it's copper ribbon, and I've never ever used it, but I thought this would be perfect to do on this. Now I'm going to try my skill at tying a bow or a knot while I'm on Facebook, and usually it doesn't work as well when you do it on Facebook as it does when you're not. But the idea is to try and get the two strands coming down towards the bottom, and then I'm going to bring it over about there, and I want to try and keep the ribbon going down, because you notice in one of them the ribbon's going up, but in this one I want to try and keep it going down. So there we go. Okay, it's curling a little bit because it's got some sort of metallic in it, and cut off the two ends over there. Turn this over, take the backs off. In a sense it's a very, very simple card too, but they're just a little bit different from what a lot of the ones on Pinterest and so on that I have seen use the circle dies as well. But I just wanted something like as simple as that, and then I got my brass dots again, number dots, and I just added one to this right there, and that's my card. So let's pop that back in so it stays safe. Okay, and that will eventually curl down, and that's my card. So you can see that it works really, really well. You could change the background color and get a different color. Make sure that it's dry completely, otherwise the Versamark will absorb in to the card, and then when you put the embossing powder on, it will not adhere as well. Whereas on this one here, it was completely dry before I used the Versamark on it, and then I put that on so that I can get the shininess in it. So just to show you that that works. This one I think is probably my favorite, but yeah, so those are my 3 cards for today, and I hope you've enjoyed that. We've had this one with the leaves, this one with the flowers, and this one with the butterflies. Sometimes people combine all 3, but I thought I would do that just for you today. So I hope you have a good Thursday, and I hope you enjoy Timeout Thursday. And I will see you live next week, which will be great. I'm hoping to be here in person. So enjoy this presentation today. Bye.